Hello, everyone. My name is Vernice, and this is my podcast, Speak Up. Shout out to my new listeners out there. For those of you that don't know, the mission statement for this podcast is we'll use our voices to motivate people to overcome life's challenges through self love and respect. So, this is the place for self love and respect. Hope you guys are having an amazing month so far. I'm looking forward to May. It is literally around the corner. I'm excited though for tonight's episode. I have a very amazing guest. I'm so excited to pick her brain and get to know her a little more. You guys give it up for Pynnderella. Hey girl.
Hey, thanks
How
for
are
having me.
you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Let me play your little welcome. Yes, welcome to Speak Up JV. We got you on.
Hey, all
Yes,
things good. I'm happy to be on here.
yeah, I'm so happy to have you on here. Yes, yes. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Pynnderella. I'm a writer, a journalist, and I just started to grow my platform, Penn News and Pynnderella PR. So it's been fun.
Yes, I've been seeing the big changes, everything going on. Congratulations to everything,
Thank
all the
you.
new beginnings. Like, oh my God, I see all the people you've been working with. I'm like, oh my goodness, I love it.
I feel like when you get that momentum, you just gotta keep going.
hmm Like literally, you just like keep the speed up, and that's
Yes.
exactly what you're doing. Like, I love. I think what's very inspiring about you to me too is the fact is your consistency. Like, I just like every day it's like something new, and I love that. It's like, ooh, I feel like it gets everyone heated. Like, ooh, let's all start. You know what I mean? Going. So
But
I
I
love
really
that.
haven't been the best at consistency. So you bringing that up is like a
I
big deal. It's
think.
like, okay, we got to think about.
Well, from the outside looking in, like I see it. So, you mentioned PR and stuff. So, what got you into PR and media? Like, what caused you, to be like, you know what, this is what I want to step into as well.
Oh, I've been writing for a long time.
hmm
So I've been writing since I was 8 years old. My mom taught me how to write. We would sit in the car and she would freestyle. And she would be like, "Your turn." And it's just I've always just been into storytelling. And so with the PR, I was like, well, maybe, it's not just about writing these stories, it's about um, finding passion projects that I'm excited about and having those stories told. And so that's
hmm
kind of just how it happened. Narissa is like pretty much how I like stumbled into this PR thing.
hmm
Back when Nipsey Hussle passed away, me and my friends had moved down to that area
hmm
in an RV,
hmm
and we were just documenting the changes in the neighborhood after his passing and blah blah blah. We were like right on 57th and Brightehurst. And so one day my son was in a stroller and we were just taking a walk, and I walked right into the last trap, and I was like, I would love to interview you. And she was
hmm
like immediately like, yes. And then the interview never happened. But at the Marathon Burger all those years later,
hmm
I ran into her and I was like, "Do you remember somebody who like walked into your shop with a stroller?" And she was like, "That's you." And I was like, "Yes." And she was like, "I remember. I do remember." And so then I seen her like a few weeks later at she was performing at a birthday party, and we just locked in.
Oh my god, that's a amazing collab right there. Shout out to Narissa. Like, we had her on here a few years back, and she killed the interview. It was like, told her story and everything. And when I saw that you two are working together, I was like super excited. Like, I love your standpoint, like the write ups you've been doing and everything. And it's like, oh, so cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So how has it been collaborating with her and other artists, in PR, doing PR?
Oh, it's been fun. It's
hmm
been really fun because I mean, Narissa, she has it all
hmm
together already. So,
hmm
just like her just being like, the girl's girl that she is. Um, I was just it just in 3 weeks we just did so much. We learned so much about each other and stuff. So that's just kind of like how the PR thing happened. On the media side, I started as a copywriting and as an agency, and it's Penn Productions International. And so my thing was to just like copyright for all these brands and all this stuff. And it just wasn't going that way for my brand, but I was still getting copywriting jobs like individually by myself. And so like writing on teams and stuff. And so I've had my website up since like 2020.
Mhm.
And I was not consistent at all, but I was just doing this copywriting stuff. And so every day I've just been changing it. I've just been, the things that I get invited to, I'm just like putting it up. I'm just kind of like establishing myself in this world, where I'm already a professional in, but now it's like, okay, no, like we need to take Pin News to the next level. And it started out as a blog. So I was blogging things that I liked. But I wasn't outside. So it was like, how do I get the people to? And so once I changed my name to Pynnderella, um, now I've been outside.
No, and I love it. I first met you at the Clap It Up event, which was outside, and it's just so
Outside.
many things that come with being outside. So I love
Yes.
it. And the fact you started it, the fact you're like, you know what, I got the formula now and I'm putting it all together, it's all evolving. Actually one of the last episodes I just did was about the baby steps and how those little minute steps become the big steps. So that is huge. And you actually read my mind. I was gonna ask you about Pin, but I love the title of it too, even the way it's spelled.
Yeah, I have a Y in my name, so I just kind of like put a Y in everything.
And just put it together, creativity at its finest. So, in your opinion, what makes your platform stand out from similar platforms?
Because I'm all exclusive. So
Mm.
as I grow, you'll be able to see like I don't do any resurfacing of content. Um, I don't pull from the most viral clips to put on my platform. I don't speak about the things that are already on the internet. So if it comes from Penn News, it's exclusive. Pynnderella was there. These are, I just tell the story. I tell the story from, my perspective. I go to these events and I tell it from the things I enjoyed. So when you're reading a Pynnderella written story, then you just know it was all exclusive and we got the access and we had some fun and it went up.
I love that. And it's funny because, I be on Twitter a lot and I get annoyed when I see recycled tweets, like people literally saying the exact same thing just for the views. So I love that approach on your platform that you're like, no, this is exclusive coming from me authentically. So,
Yes.
yeah.
You can't pitch Penn News. So you know how like you can pitch yourself to other platforms and stuff like so because I write everything and everything is a Pynnderella perspective. You cannot pitch my platform. I have to go out and get the story. So I do pitch to have things exclusive and have the access as media, but you can't pitch me to put you on the blog. I have to find the stories myself. That's the cool part.
Oh my goodness. Yes, girl. Ooh, keep it up. I love it. Like I'm here for this. And
Thank you.
I was doing some lurking on you. In
Okay.
your bio, you got the quote, all pen stories are fairy tales. So what does that mean to you?
Um, Okay, so as I'm just trying to stay on brand, So Pynnderella is obviously a play on Cinderella.
Mhm.
As a writer, I just thought it was so cute, and so when I'm thinking about things like exclusivity and just you need to go back. I'm sorry, I'm a
Mhm.
mama. Sorry.
Yeah.
And so wait, ask me again.
Yeah. So what does that quote mean to you? Yeah, mean to you. How'd you come up with it?
Oh, okay. Yes. I'm sorry, girl. I'm a mom,
Mhm.
so he's
It's
tripping.
all good.
Yeah. So Pynnderella is a play on Penn News, and everything is pinned. It's just basically it just kind of is a play on the exclusivity. Like it's all money in. So pinned is like what else could I call it? I was going by my real name. My real name is Aspen. And
Oh.
so that's where Pinned really came from. And so when I talk about being the fairy tale connoisseur, or like, all Pinned stories are fairy tales, it's me basically telling that story as a tale. Like, it's very enchanting, or, like yeah, I tried to um make things poetic. So that's for that. I'm also a poet, so it all is in one pot.
Oh yeah, I got something for you today. So good. So good to know. I know. I remember that when you mentioned it at the brunch. So I got you on that. So Any upcoming projects or collabs that you want to shout out?
Um, I'm doing the LA Ray experience, so I'm excited.
Woo!
As people know, I have a lot of fun with LA Ray on the Clap It Up red carpet.
Shout out.
And so on the carpet, I asked her, I'm like, what's been your favorite project? And she's like, the one I'm working on now. And I'm like, you want to tell me about it? And she's like, no, ma'am. And so I just think that's so funny because now I'm about to see her again at the LA Ray experience. And we're going to have some fun. I can't wait. So that's the one thing I got coming up.
Mhm.
Tonight I have Back to the Way. I'm gonna go over there and do some media tonight. And then just the stories that I have coming. You know, I'm very excited about the things that I'm pitching for my clients. Yeah, this summer should be really hot right now.
Yeah, look, it's warming up. And shout out to
Yes.
LA Ray. I got my ticket. And look, y'all, if y'all need to
Okay.
get y'all tickets, get y'all tickets. May 8th, y'all, it's happening.
Okay.
Yes. But all right, you guys, it is now time for the accent. So, y'all, in honor of the lovely Pynnderella, tonight's episode is about the importance of wanting more for yourself and welcoming luxury into your life. You know, you mentioned the enchanted stories, the fairy tales. I feel like all that comes with luxury, and I think with self love and inner peace, we gotta want luxury for ourselves and want more for ourselves. I think that goes with self love is like giving yourself the best. So let's get into the ask up question of the day. So if you're out there listening, please comment. Always go back and read the answers. I'll answer first, and I'm gonna let you answer. So,
Okay.
next question is, how do you welcome luxury into your life? This is a big question for me because with the type of upbringing I have, I wasn't like fully exposed to luxury and everything. But I feel like I really been tapping into that as an adult, and I say that because some of the jobs that I've had in my life and things like that, it did bring me exposure to different things, people, ways of life, and I've been at a point like just kind of like saying yes to myself. So if there's something like really cool I want to do or try, why not? You know, and I think it's not putting a limit on it, like, oh, that's too much. Oh, I don't want to do that. Like making it happen if that's something I really want to try or do or experience. So what
Right.
about you? How do you welcome luxury into your life?
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
I welcome luxury into my life every day.
Yes.
Every opportunity I have. You know what? I really enjoy just paying for convenience.
Oh, that's a good one.
Um, so it's just like, you know what? I already know I have a DoorDash budget because it's like, just the little things. Once you start giving yourself the little things and, you
Mm.
know, um, luxury is a energy. So
Mhm.
people think that like wealth and lux is not attainable, it's too far out of your reach, and really anything can be luxurious. I mean, just like I steam my clothes before I go out. It just gives a different vibe when you set yourself up to be around what you want in your future. Luxury is just such a beautiful thing to bring into your life. Like I always tell this story to my friends. Like I always go out to the most expensive places and it doesn't even matter. I will eat something cheap on the way, like In and Out or something, and then I'll just sit there and have a tea and take my journal or something like that. And you will be surprised how many times people literally offer to pay for whatever I want on those menus and stuff. So
Mhm.
luxury has been more recently for me stepping up my friend groups, um,
Yes.
hanging out with more people who are you know in their purpose, because
Mhm.
purpose is luxury. So you'll see me popping out with the different groups and things like that. And just even some days after school I would just take my son to the Bentley dealership that's over there with Lamborghini, and he can just sit in the cars and look at the cars and just stuff like that. You really have to go out and bring luxury into your life. So that's
Mhm.
been fun for me.
I love that. I love how like you said, you're exposing your son to it as well, like at a young age. So that's great.
Yes.
And I love that you just brought up environment because that was actually the next point I was going to talk about. There's nothing wrong with outgrowing your environment or going around that. I remember I have a homegirl, and one of my birthdays, she bought me some silk pajamas and she bought me some body scrub, right? And
Mhm.
I'm single, and she was like, sometimes you have to do those little things for yourself. Just wear, even if like no one's there, wearing those luxury, those silk pajamas to bed, taking that
Mhm.
extra time in the shower to exfoliate your body, like that right there, like you said, the simple things
The
is the
simple
luxury,
is the
And
luxury.
sometimes even when I'm making breakfast, like I'll put it on a nice plate and sit. It's just those little things that make your
Yes,
day better.
yes, girl. I have people come over here and they laugh all the time. I
Uh,
have marble plates and
mhm.
like plate sets that we use regularly, like every day, and then we have rose gold silverware. So it's just like yeah, you bring it to yourself.
Yeah, you really do. I remember this one guy was making fun of me because I have martini glasses in my home, and I'm like, I want to drink out of a nice glass. There's nothing wrong with that, And it's like,
Okay.
but it goes again with the environment. Like, you want to surround yourself with people that are like applauding that about you. Like,
Yes,
ooh, you like, and they want to do it with you or learn that too and want to up it up. You know,
absolutely. Yes, like
not
for
saying
dinner.
for being
For
luxury.
exactly. Yep. Like for dinner, like almost every night we have apple cider. And so my son has it in the glass. It's just, that's just how it is.
Yes, that's look, I love this. Look, this is making me smile. And I feel like wanting more for yourself, it just starts from within. That goes with our goals and all those things. All together. And it's all about that mindset, like you were saying, like, hanging with people who are doing things in their purpose. That mindset's gonna make you want to elevate. And I think once we work on this and this, it could help us. Like sky's the limit after that.
Yep.
So I have a question for you. So what's a piece of advice you would give to your younger self, knowing what you know now about life?
Keep going.
Mm.
Keep going. Ooh, if I could just yank my younger self up, like, girl, stop telling your business. These people don't care.
Girl. What you-
These people do not care. Do not tell your business.
Mhm,
And just keep going.
mhm,
People don't even know, girl. This is like a real JV exclusive right here.
mhm.
But I used to live in the car with my mom when I was younger for a period of time, and people would, like I had a different type of upbringing, and like I said, it wasn't all bad. It was just that for that time period. And I went to juvenile a lot. Yeah, and so basically it's just keep going,
Mhm,
do not, it's not about like where you start, you literally just have to keep going.
mhm,
And if my somebody would have told my younger self that, I think I would have just never stopped.
mhm. Wow. I appreciate your transparency on here because that's a real quote. Keep going. And like
Keep going.
look where you are now, girl. Like, come on. Yes, I love that. Thank you for sharing. That was a
Of
beautiful answer.
course.
But you guys, it is now time for the tweet up segment. See, y'all know I like to be on Twitter, X, whatever they call it. But something that I tweeted this week that goes with today's episode is the sentence, "I welcome luxury into my life." And I tweeted this because it's very important to have positive self-talk when seeking more in life. You can seek it all day, but if you're beating yourself up while you're on your way to it, a day is going to come where you're going to feel unworthy of even having it. So you're going to stop going after it because you don't even feel deserving of it. And I
Yes.
constantly have to give myself those reminders, like when things are going well, I deserve this.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kendra said, I deserve it all, literally. And I
I
I
deserve
love
it
that song.
all.
It's like that just calmness that you need,
Yes.
and it's like it just goes with it. So if speaking of affirmations and speaking to yourself, what's your favorite positive affirmation to say to yourself?
I am worthy.
That's my favorite one. Love that.
Yes, I am
Uh-huh.
worthy. Um, Anything like that, I attract money easily and effortlessly. That's got to be my second favorite. But the first favorite is that one. Like, I am worthy of. We think that it's people that shut us down for the things that we don't get, but honestly, if you don't think that you're worthy, you don't get those opportunities because everything is energy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think that's beautifully said, because we give people people have the power that we give them. And you're right. Someone could tell you all day you not worth something, like really talk down on you. But right, when you believe it within and here, you still gonna do it and drink out your martini glass, right? And do
Exactly. Yep.
what you gonna do. So I love that.
My favorite emoji is that cheers one with the
Oh, you
two
make a cheers.
champagne
I like
flutes.
the
Yep.
sparkle.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so look, that's what we are right now. So
Okay.
I love that. And I want to say too, the more you love yourself, the more you just gonna want more for yourself. Just like a loved one, like like a child. Your siblings. You want more. You love them, so you're gonna want the best. It's the same with ourselves sometimes too. So I be having to remind myself that, like, take myself out the shoes of myself and give myself that hug.
Yes.
As
We're
well.
responsible for. I only brought up that backstory of myself because we
Mhm.
really are responsible for our lives.
Yeah.
So take it back, take your life back, do what you want to do. But yes, everything does start with the self-love, as far as my experience has have gone.
Hmm. Yeah, that's definitely been a game changer in my life, I would say, as well. Once I really took that serious, I would say in my mid 20s, when I really took that serious. So that's a good one. But you guys, it is now time for the Life Up segment. So the Life Up segment is when I take the topic and I relate it to an issue in today's world. So some of the Life Up topics for tonight is downplaying yourself, settling for less out of fear, having imposter syndrome when you do get exposed to the greater things in life, and letting your environment define your worth. These are really huge ones. I feel like, how many times have we downplayed ourselves, right? We felt like, ooh, we were about to take an opportunity, we kind of gave it to somebody else, or we just didn't go after it. I mean, I've definitely been guilty of that. I can say that out loud on here. I feel like I've had more progress in life when I started saying yes to myself more. That has definitely helped me. And I've definitely experienced imposter syndrome. I think I mentioned this on an episode before, but I'm gonna repeat it again. There was a time, so back when started this I'll give you backstory. Started this podcast about 5-6 years ago, and I started it with my best friend. And we had a performance show where we did a live performance, and it did well. It actually filled up. And I remember going home that day and crying because I didn't feel worthy of that outcome. And that was like obviously like 5-6 years ago. However, I look back and I'm like, that was imposter syndrome taking over. Like, what in me was not feeling worth people really coming out, spending money and watching us on stage,
Exactly.
So that's an example right there. And it's like, I think once we kind of cope with that and kind of get through it, we do feel more comfortable when good things happen to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, speaking of that, imposter syndrome, has there been a time when you experienced imposter syndrome? If so, how did you pivot through it?
um I was in school for so long trying to graduate with journalism and real estate, and
Mm.
I almost just gave up at the end. Like that was the first time I had ever finished anything from start to finish. And so that was the imposter syndrome was kicking in, but I was like, you know what? Let me just, one more class. Sometimes I have noticed myself purposely like not putting out things so that they can't be judged, or they can't be picked apart or criticized or whatever, critiqued. But I'm over it now. Now I just don't even think, I just post anyways.
You're like, I'm gonna post and you gonna see me on here. Well, I love that you keep posting. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you guys, how do we fix this? So all those different things, I would say, I mean, these are my opinions. I would say surrounding yourself with like-minded people, because obviously the environment that's trying to put you down will keep you feeling criticized and keep you feeling like, why are you doing that? What are you doing? Being kind to yourself. So I feel like even when, for me personally, when imposter syndrome kicked in, reminding myself of that.
Right.
Those are things that have helped me with these scenarios. Any thoughts on those? Any solutions you would think of?
Um, Staying in your purpose, staying on
Cool.
brand. When you're staying on brand, you are already taking the thought out of a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to control the narrative. You're able to do things that aren't putting you in weird, tricky spots when you stay on brand. Does this fit for me? You can say yes easily to things when you're surrounding yourself with what you want. Because when sometimes if you're not doing the preparation work, when you get that opportunity, it's hard to say yes because you're not ready.
Mm-hmm.
So just, being that I'm always in the mirror talking, hearing my voice. So can't nobody tell me what they hear. I know what I hear.
I don't know what I see too. I like
Okay.
that's big. Like you are here with the bars today. I'm loving this. It's making my day. So, speaking of, okay. So speaking of, your PR career and everything, like if you can work with any artist, who would it be and why?
Nicki Minaj.
I can see that. Yes.
Nicki Minaj, because we have gotten to a place where we kind of have gotten a little bit away from talent. I don't want to say that, like, and then be like people aren't talented, but we have gotten away from the hard work.
Yes.
That if Kobe Bryant wasn't passed, I would have said Kobe Bryant. It just because the people who I tend to be fans of are just top of their craft. So that's why I want to work with Nicki. She's one of those people that we could say, just shows consistency. She shows that there's no such thing as imposter syndrome. You know what I'm saying? In the real life. So yeah, can't wait to get my Nicki interview, and it's
Yes.
coming.
Let's manifest it. I love that you said that hard work part because it's true. Because I feel like today everything's so quick. We're so accessible to information. It's easier. But back in the day, you had to like really be on your hands. Passing things out, passing mixtapes out, word of mouth, that raw. So no, she's definitely a
Yeah,
hard worker.
and
Yeah.
just because we have this internet thing, you can become an overnight sensation.
Mhm.
And so you can just be playing in the living room with your friends and go viral.
Literally.
But you haven't done, unless you really have been doing the work, then you're not prepared for that.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So now you on the internet, you talking crazy, you getting canceled before you get started. There's really not a lot of brand development. So when I talk about exclusivity, as Pynnderella PR continues to grow, those are things we'll offer. We'll offer, brand development at its finest. Just you don't have to respond to everything. When y'all see what I'm doing with Pynn'd, it's gonna be crazy.
Yes.
It's
And I
gonna
feel
be crazy.
yeah, I'm already knowing, and I feel like with the amazing content that you offer, it's like you want someone who has an actual story that you can really put your pen to, versus like you said, like something quick that doesn't really have a purpose. So that's huge. Okay, all right, you guys, it is now time for the drink up segment. And it's a drink up water segment. So if you listen out there, please pull out some water and drink some water.
Okay.
And I have a water fact for tonight.
Okay.
Tonight's water fact is dehydration can disrupt the balance of electrolytes in your body, leading to painful foot cramps and spasms. By drinking
Ooh.
enough water, you can maintain proper electrolyte balance and prevent these uncomfortable episodes from occurring, according to SierraFootandAnkle.com. So,
Okay.
y'all, look, I'm in my 30s, okay? Them cramps be coming in, all that. Look, drink some water.
Okay.
We're
I'm
gonna
glad I
drink
didn't
some
have
water.
my water up here. I'm always drinking water.
Yes, I love to stay hydrated. Drink your water, y'all. We don't need no foot cramps. About to get hot outside. Stay hydrated, okay?
Okay.
So now we are back into the episode. So we're gonna talk about the importance of not being afraid to stand out. Oh my goodness, it's crazy because I feel like I've always been a unique person, but really in my 30s, like I'm 31, really in my 30s, like I really don't care. Like I feel like it's just something about this womanhood that really kicks in of like You know, you really like unapologetically you for real. And you know, it's nothing. I don't know. I think it's bomb to just stand out and be you.
Yes. I've always had to stand out. My mom's an Aquarius.
Oh, I'm Aquarius.
I'm an Aquarius too.
Okay. Wait, when's your birthday?
January 26th.
On the 27th. Okay. Look,
Okay.
locked
Okay.
in.
Okay. Locked in
Locked
for
in.
sure.
Okay. I love that. Okay.
Yes. Okay. We new friendship right here. Y'all saw
Yes.
it. Basically, my mom was all you. If I did homework that just sounded like I had not put thought into it, she was going to erase it. She was going to, you know, my mom was asking me every day, like, why you want to be a follower? Why you want to be like them? And, you know, at the time when you're just trying to do things that are cool, you know, my mom was like, that trend is crazy, you know? And so when we would go school shopping, she would just be like, I would pick up stuff. She'd be like, the same shirt everybody else gonna wear. And I'm like, okay. So she had me early just thinking about being different and, you know, things that are, you know, different to me. So in my adulthood, I was just able to take it and just run with it, even down to my brand. I just feel like it's so personal to me, you know, with the pen just being, you know, my son's name is 7 and that's with a Y. And I just feel like it's just when you who you are, you stand out anywhere. So now I actually enjoy the thrill of showing up wearing different fashions and styles and stuff and people just, you know, wanting to know who I am because I'm different.
Yes, you're just comfortable in your own skin. I love that it was like really taught to you at a very young age. Like that is so amazing. And you know, I want to say y'all, your unique traits are needed in this world. Like we all different for a reason, and it's like we all have something to bring to the table, and it's like we just got to tap into that and figure out exactly what that is. But I love that, and you know, I want to bring this up too, standing out when it comes to networking. I mean, I think you know I've met so many people in my life, right? Networking events and meeting you, all types of people, and it's just something beautiful about when you remember a person after you met them, like something about them stood out to you, whether it's something they said, something they brought. And you know, it's like, and I think those people that stood out to me the most were the people that were just being themselves. You know, It wasn't the same, I'm trying to act like this person or do this. When you just authentically being you, that's what people feel when you first walk into the room.
Yes. Nico, she does that really well. She just has this bright, big energy. Love seeing her. Love, that's my girl. And just when we think about like celebrities or just people with platforms anyways, like those are the people who are different. You know, my favorite rapper of all time is Tupac and E40. They're very different. And then, you know, Nicki Minaj, very different. Rihanna, very different. So those are the people that get that great big love from everywhere.
Yeah, like you said, just unapologetically being in, walking through the room. I love the great examples. So you know, speaking of networking and stuff like that, so what's a piece of advice? It could be networking advice. You would give to a person who wants to get into PR.
Stay on brand.
I like that.
Stay on brand. Don't do everything. Do what works for you, what works for your client. It's nothing worse than when I see people in this space and it's nothing worse than seeing people not staying on brand. You know, I was going to say something, but I don't need to. But just make sure you're you. You know what I'm saying? Stay on brand.
Stay on brand. Okay, I hope you're out there taking notes. Like Sharon here dropping nuggets. Stay on brand.
Stay on brand.
Simple. I love the simple, straight to the point advice because it's the real talk.
But you see people out here doing a bunch of stuff, and then it's like, that's not even them. That don't fit them or something. And it's just like, you know, you can tell that it was a struggle for them to do or complete. If you stay on brand, you don't got to worry about that.
Yeah, I feel like things naturally align and fall into place when you just, like you said, stay on brand. Keep it simple. Okay. But you guys, it is now time for the show up segment. So if you're out there listening, please comment. I do go out and read the comments. So I'm gonna go first. So how did I show up for myself this week? I showed up for myself this week by slowing down. Simple. I overthink. My mind be everywhere. I'm always trying to do a million things at once. I'm busy. It's hard for me to stay still. But sometimes I need those days where I just slow down and just know it's going to work out, and it always does. So that's how I showed up for myself this week. How did you show up for yourself this week?
I had a hard conversation.
Hmm.
I'm not that good at being vulnerable all the time. But to make something work that I really care about, I had to have a hard conversation, and I usually shut down. So me having that hard conversation was showing up, and now we're in a better place.
Look, that's an Aquarius stuff. I think we just go cold and shut down real quick. So I understood what you were saying without even saying it. So, okay, well, congratulations on that for yourself this week. Look, we gonna toast to that. So, okay, so I have another question. So, what's your favorite thing about what you do, and the most challenging aspect of it, in your opinion?
My favorite thing is being able to be creative, have full creative control, where I don't have to show up and execute other people's criterias and things. And the most challenging, I would say it was a recent challenge until like last week, something just clicked for me, and that now I just don't care. But gatekeeping has been a huge challenge for me, especially in LA.
Gatekeeping, as in the other way around, or you're coming from you, like
the other way around,
oh,
like just reaching out to people, knowing that I'm like worthy of an opportunity, or something, and then just not getting it because like I'm not big enough yet or something, has been a huge challenge. But now it's just like, all right, I don't care. I'm gonna just keep making it do what it do.
keep doing it. Do like you said, just being your brand and going through and letting it be in alignment.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for that honest answer. I love like picking people's brains there. But you guys, it is now time for the Poet Up segment. So y'all know I like to write poetry, so obviously this segment keeps me, sorry, what's the word I'm trying to say? Keeps me accountable. So I'm gonna share a quote for one of my poems. This is from my poem, Scarred Woman. Okay, here we go. You stand as strong as a palm tree, not scared to be in the light, not scared of the wind that comes from challenges eager to blow you away. You learn from each scar and you grow through them. So that's my poet up for tonight.
Okay, poet up.
Thank you. So speaking of poetry, I know you mentioned, I remember that too. You mentioned me at the brunch. See, I pay attention. I read the room, any room I go in. I may not say nothing, but I'm analyzing everything. So, what's one of your favorite quotes that you have written, and why? Speaking of poetry.
If timing is time and time is relative, what shit do we really give if perfect timing doesn't settle in? Either you is or you ain't. It's like survival of the fittest. You gon' eat or you ain't.
We gonna snap today. Look, y'all let me know about any poetry lounges. We need to slide to one.
Okay, we really do.
Yeah, look. Oh, that was great. Thank you for sharing. Like, I was excited to ask you that question too. So, so I like to ask all my guests a fun question. So, Your fun question is, what's one luxurious thing that you want to experience that you haven't experienced yet?
The wine train in Napa Valley. It's a wine train in Napa Valley, girl, and it's so amazing that you can take like it's like a 6 or 8 hour train. They have different tiers, obviously, and you get really dressed up. The trains are really nice inside, and you're going through the vineyards, so you're tasting these fine wines all through the vineyards, and then you come back, and I just can't wait to do that.
Girl, okay, bucket list 101. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Look, that was a great answer.
It's up in the Bay Area, so I've been wanting to do it for a long time. I used to study wine, and so that's when it got on the bucket list. I can't wait to do it.
Do they have food on there too, or is it just like like snacks and stuff too? So you just have
you can. Yes, like there's some that like cost like 600. Some tickets that cost like 600 and up, depending on what. But then there are also some that like start at like 2 and 3. And those are obviously like, like tea pastries and whatever, like some stuff like that. But you can also get food on there too.
Okay, like a luxurious experience. Okay, we
Okay,
manifesting that.
okay, it's called the Wine Train, the Napa Valley Wine Train or something.
Napa Valley Wine Train. Okay, noted. Uh,
Okay.
it is now time for the wrap up segment. This is the wrap up segment. So, how does this relate to self love? Self love is loving yourself enough to want some luxury in it. Okay, let's
Okay.
welcome it. Let's give ourselves the best. And like you mentioned earlier, luxury doesn't have to be this rich, super expensive thing. It's really an experience. It's a mindset. All those things fall into luxury when I think of that word. So,
Yes.
how do you practice self love?
Um, talking to God.
Yes.
Talking to God. Just knowing who I am in Him first, because He has prevented me from many crash outs because I love myself. Okay, so that's always my thing. Like I'm always in prayer all through the day.
Love that beautiful answer. And my final question I love to ask all my guests: what do you want to be remembered for?
Keeping journalism authentic.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I love. Well said. You already doing it.
Thank
Well
you.
said. And remember, you guys, remind yourself that you are worthy, and standing out brings more open doors. So just be yourself, because the right doors are open that way. When you acting like somebody else, you're gonna open weird doors that ain't even for you. So let's just be our authentic self. Let's bring some luxury into our lives. Let's go on the Napa Valley train. All that.
All that.
All that. Girl, I appreciate you coming on and dropping gems. This was such a beautiful episode, and I'm excited to know who it touches. Before we go, can you shout your information out? Where can people find you and tap in with your brand?
Yeah, I'm Pynnderella, so at PYNNDERELLA, or at Penn News, PYNNDNEWS, and my website is pynn.com, so it's very easy, PYNND.com.
Yes, make sure y'all tap in with her wonderful content. Oh my goodness, yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you coming on here. This was fun. I'm like,
This
okay.
was really fun. I was
Like I
just
said,
thinking that in my
Aquarius
head.
too. You said what?
Okay. I was just thinking that in my head, like how smooth and well put together this podcast is. It's so fun.
Thank you. I just love to have conversations with people, right? Get to know them and just tap in. So this was great. But yeah, you guys, I appreciate y'all tapping into to this amazing episode. Follow SpeakUpJV at SpeakUpJV on Instagram. It's on Twitter. My personal is at Vernisa. I love y'all. We'll be back next Thursday with another dope episode. And make sure y'all tap in with Pynnderella's brand. Love y'all. Take care.
Hi.
Bye.